Hi, for HackMIT this year, our project is Evwork, which is home charging made global. Our problem we identified was that people want electric vehicles. The electric vehicle market 4x between 2019 to 2021. 71% of Americans are interested in buying an electric vehicle, and major car manufacturers are making a pivot. For example, Ford is looking to produce 2 million new units by 2028. And additionally, by 2020, the market was already valued at around $240 billion. However, there are some problems with the current market. Right now, one of the biggest consumer fears is over range anxiety and charging times, which prevents a lot of people from actually buying cars. Range anxiety means they're afraid of not being able to make it as far on a charge, and charging times means they're afraid that they have to wait a long time at each station because they're spread out. The second one is infrastructure. Right now, there's only 8,000 EV charging stations versus 145,000 gas stations. This makes it very hard to make the switch. And the third problem is distribution, because most stations and faster charging hubs are in near urban areas. So basically right now, the problem is we're bottlenecked by charging station availability. You're basically tethered to your closest official station. However, we're lucky because 80% of EV drivers charge their cars at home already, which means there are 80,000 unused home chargers. Our app helps EV drivers rent out that capacity to expand the national network of chargers, incentivize EV ownership, and ultimately reduce carbon emissions. So in the old world, you have a large distance between stations. But in this new world, when people are allowed to use the gig economy to rent out their chargers to other EV drivers, there's more full coverage of the EV charging network. The second big problem that we'd identified was lack of quantity. Because of home chargers, we can potentially 10x that quantity. And since the amount of EV owners is growing every single year, that will continue to grow. The final problem is that there's an urban focus, where most of the chargers are located in urban or near urban areas. In this new world, because a lot of people are distributed across the United States, there's going to be a lot more charging stations available outside of urban areas. Now, let's move on to the demo.
For our EV owners looking to tap into our network for a quick charge on the go, it couldn't be easier. Once they've logged in, they're greeted with an intuitive search interface that will point them to a cluster of chargers anywhere. Say Leslie's heading to Harvard and wants to make use of her time there by using an available charger in our network. She simply keys in our destination, and the app will automatically discover chargers that owners have made available close by. Depending on the type of charger she is looking for, she can select her desired charging level, and our app will automatically minimize across cost and distance to pair her with a charger. For the safety of our charging owners, we place a hold on Leslie's card before revealing the location of the charger. Once the match is made, Leslie can then navigate to the charger and notify the app when she has arrived. From here, it's plug and play. Our app will be able to interface with most smart chargers, and she can control the charging flow from within the app. Once she's done, she can hit finish and receive a summary of her charging session, with information including how much CO2 she helped save by using her EV. This statistic is integral to the working of our app and is visible across her charging history too.
Now say I want to lend out my charger. After logging in with our login credentials, in order to add our own charger to the network, we navigate to the My Charger tab. From there, we press Get Started, which will take us to the charger connection page. Here we enter details about our device, as well as the address in which the charger will be located, before we press Link Device, which will interface with our charger. Considering that most modern chargers are connected to the IoT through Wi-Fi, this functionality should be simple to implement in the future in collaboration with charger manufacturers. After completing these checks, we submit our application, which will send our charger information to the backend to review to ensure validity. On the user side, we will see the sit tight page until the revision process is complete. For the purpose of this demonstration, I will manually set the verification to true. After this, we navigate back to our profile page, which will contain our personal information as well as statistics about our overall CO2 saving, and log out of our account before we log in again. Now, when we navigate back to My Charger again, we are greeted with a dashboard, here displayed using example data pulled from our backend. The new charger port will now also sit happily in the network, which expands our grid even further.